Hey, hey, hey! Shanika here from Shade Solution, where the marathon begins. How are you guys doing today? I guess I'm gonna start trying to make a video every week, but in between time, we have the kids, they in sports, baseball, football, everywhere. Anywho, so I am gonna try to make some content in order to keep you guys informed about credit. And that is the most important thing is credit. I literally just had a conversation with a customer about the importance of credit because even when you don't have any money, but you have credit, girl, guy, you winning. So today's video is going to be regarding good versus bad credit. I was literally asked that question. What is good credit? What is bad credit? But it's so much goes into that and encompasses so much, right? So let's just talk about it. Let's have a conversation, right? So when you're talking about credit, good versus bad, it kind of boils down to your credit score and your credit profile. So your credit profile plays into how your credit score is calculated, right? So in a previous video, we kind of dove into how FICO score is calculated, which is used widely by 90% of all lenders, mortgage companies, credit card companies. They're using your FICO score, right? And so we talked about how that's broken up, how it's weighed, the ratio that goes into each category. So we kind of broke that down. You can see that previous video to see what I'm talking about, right? So the biggest thing is knowing what is on your credit, right? How do you know that? You need to pull it. You can get your free credit score once a year annually through the credit bureaus. And that is governed by the FCRA, which is the Fair Credit Reporting Act, which mandates that they supply that to you upon request. You have to request it. They're not just going to send it to you. You have to request it. You can go online to request it at freeannualcreditreporting.com, or you can call them, fax them, mail them to request that credit report. The biggest thing is knowing what's on there, right? A lot of people have credit monitoring sites, but it does not show your full credit score and your credit report, showing your previous address, your previous names, if you've been married, if you've changed your name, it shows all of that, your previous jobs, date of birth. It shows everything that possibly can be about you is shown when you get that full credit report. And so that is key, is knowing what is on your credit, right? So you can also use your monitoring site. So those are good in order to see when things are added, subtracted, see what's going on as time goes on. But I always suggest that you pull that full report in order to know the details. The devil is in the details. Got to know it, right? So different credit monitoring sites are Credit Karma. You have MyFICO. My personal favorite is Smart Credit, because it's a tri-merge. You see all three at one time. You have Identity IQ. You have Experian has their own monitoring service. TransUnion has their own monitoring service. It's so many out there that you should be able to gain that knowledge to know what's on there. So now that we know what's on our credit report, we need to look at the derogatory things that are on there, right? So those derogatory accounts adversely affects your score, hence the bad credit. Bad credit, derogatory accounts, they go hand in hand, right? So with credit repair, bringing it back, that's what we do. We focus on removing inaccurate, unverifiable, incomplete, and things that are just not yours from your credit report. Not saying that it may belong to you, but if it's not reported accurately, then by the FCRA, they have to remove it. So that's what credit repair focuses on, right? But you as a consumer have to know what is hurting you. What is pulling my credit score down? Because that leads into you getting approved for those credit cards, you having high limits, you having a great interest rate, because bad credit equates to high interest rate, which equates to more money out of your pocket unless you can save. You are spending more over a period of time by having low credit score and high credit rates and high interest rates. Having high interest rates. That goes hand in hand, right? So we've talked about knowing what's on your credit, figuring out what you need to do in order to fix it. That is the biggest thing. Looking at that credit mix to know, hey, okay, so I have these late payments. That means that I need to start paying my bills on time. That's the biggest thing, right? I need to start paying my bills on time. Hey, I have this credit card with $1,000 limit. I should not be using more than 10%. I know they say 20, 30%, but if you want those high credit cards with those high limits, it's utilization. Is you looking at your utilization, right? Because if I give you $1,000 credit and your credit card and you're using $900 of it, that means you're not managing your money right. And I don't want to give you no more money. And don't and will not. I'm just saying, utilization plays into, we see those people with those $25,000 credit cards. They didn't just get it overnight. It takes work, Your utilization, looking at your credit mix. What kind of cards do you have? Do you just have one store card? Or do you have a Capital One, Visa, MasterCard? Or do you have an Amex? Like, looking at the mix also plays into that. How many inquiries? Touch on inquiries really quick. You have your hard inquiries, you have your soft inquiries. When you're getting your credit report, looking at your derogatory items to figure out where you need to start, what you need to hone in on, that is called a soft inquiry, right? Because you pulled it. And it does not adversely affect your credit score. I repeat, does not adversely affect your credit score. So that is a soft inquiry. You can pull it, you can look at it as many times as you want to. Does not adversely affect your credit score. So we need to know what's on that credit score. What's on that credit report that directly reflects your credit score. So people, that kind of breaks it down. Good credit versus bad credit. Bad credit is having a whole lot of derogatory accounts and we don't know nothing about them. We don't even know what's going on. We don't know when it was open, when it was closed, what's on there, what date it was, what balances are owed, when the high balance. We don't know none of that. But we need to, in order to get to the good credit, when we can establish healthy accounts with healthy limits, healthy balances, healthy utilization, healthy payment history. If you guys notice, I'm repeating myself a lot, saying a lot of the same terms, because I'm trying to tell you what you need to do in order to get to that good credit, where you have those better interest rates. Before I end the video, I did want to touch on something else. FICO score versus Vonage. Everybody has that free Credit Karma. I personally love Credit Karma. Only because I'm looking forward to, so I want to know if the change was done instantly. Credit Karma does tell you that. TransUnion on Credit Karma now updates every day. Equifax updates every 7 days. And so it shows you what is kind of updating what's going on in your credit score. So both FICO and Vonage, their credit ranges from 300 to 850. Period. You can only get 850, So both have that, right? FICO is your Fair Isaac Corporation. That is an independently owned company that created FICO. And they report, and that is widely used by majority of lenders that are going to give you any type of credit. They use FICO score, right? Also with FICO, they have a different ratio, which is what I talked about in that previous video of calculating your score, right? So they look at holistically your score in a different way. Vonage is used, which is what you see on Credit Karma. It still goes from 300 to 850, but it uses a different credit mix in order to calculate your credit score. And they're more focused on the current payments, your current accounts, what's going on recently. So that's why that tends to be a lot higher than your FICO score, right? So when we're looking at the Credit Karma, it gives you a good indication of where you are, but it's not what lenders are going to use when they're determining whether or not they're going to approve you or deny you and provide you with the interest rate. The biggest thing is your FICO score. Your FICO score is not free. You have to pay for it. They got to get some money some type of way. You got to pay for it. But you need to know about where you are. Your Vonage score can give you that range, but to know if I can get approved, where I stand, you need your FICO score, right? Cool. So make sure that is just a little nugget to have, that your Vonage, FICO, two different, and lenders use your FICO, not that Vonage girl. No, they don't. Anywho, so I just hope that I could bring some positivity into your life today. I hope I added some value. If you love it, share it, get your friends to watch it. Let's just educate people about things that would make us better in the future and bring on some positivity and some credit and some great livelihood so that we can all elevate the same. This is Shanika, Shea Solution. See you later.